Guys, what's going on? This is Dice Squad. I am Marshall Dice, known as Adam Campbell, and I'm live here at Origins Game Fair 2017 behind another booth with
Adam Wick. Good to meet you from one Adam to another.
Nice to meet you. And you're here promoting what game?
Galatune.
Galatune. What is Galatune?
So Galatune's a really interesting free-for-all battle arena card game that I've had a lot of people say it feels kind of like Super Smash Brothers or Overwatch. Basically, you have this arena of 2 to 6 players who fight for KOs. So what that means is if I knock you out, I win a score, but it's not game over. Your guy gets back on his feet and keeps going. So everyone gets to have fun playing the whole time, whether you're new to the game or not. The other big twist to the game is I hate waiting one at a time. So in this game, you all get to go at the same time. Now, it's not quite live action, so you still get a chance to think about what you're doing. Basically, you choose your action and signal that you're ready. Then once everyone's ready up, you just throw the card at whoever you want to damage. So it's got this kind of targeting system. If I think you're coming for me, I'll throw a shield up to block you. Or if I think you're gunning for the guy next to me, I might throw a shield on him to keep you from scoring off of him. Or I just throw down an attack on whoever I want to knock out.
Now, how did you come up with this game?
You know, it's funny. I never really identified as a tabletop player. I kind of started off in my own little bubble, and that's why I think I came up with something unique. Really, I mean, I was a kid, 10 years old, and I was just kind of scribbling out games that were bringing in a lot of elements that I like from my favorite video games. So especially players who don't traditionally play tabletop really gravitate towards this.
And I also know you did a Kickstarter for this game.
Yeah, so you see, the way this game started when I was 10, I've been working on it the last 18 years. But we threw up a Kickstarter last year, and we had enough friends and family to make it happen. We were able to raise over $20,000, got fully funded, and we just officially released this April. So we are brand spanking new, totally independent.
So how long did it take for your Kickstarter to get funded?
The Kickstarter, we held it up for 2 months.
Not bad.
Which honestly is rough. If you've never done a Kickstarter, there's a good reason they recommend 25 days or less, because I didn't realize it at the time, but the way it maths out is every day it divides by how many followers you have. So $10 on day 1 is twice as good as $10 on day 2. So a 60-day campaign was pretty rough, but we were real active with keeping up events and conventions and got enough people to make it happen.
Now, were you able to get to your release date? Okay, no hiccups or anything, any updates about pushing it back a little bit?
Yeah, originally, I mean, we had the Kickstarter back in August, and we were hoping to get it out in December. So yeah, I mean, it was our first Kickstarter. We learned as we go, but we managed to get it out in time for April, and people were so supportive, actually. I mean, I was surprised. I thought, my first ever Kickstarter, I'm a nobody. Maybe I'll get Grandma and Grandpa to show up. We ended up getting over 300 people show up to our release party. Even some guys who got together on a van are like driving over 3 hours away to come visit us in Ohio. So it's like, oh man.
Wow. True fans if I did not see it.
So we're still pretty small, but the people who play it love it to death. So, I mean, if you haven't heard of it, give it a try. We got it online, galatune.com. Lots of how to play videos and stuff like that. Pretty easy to pick up.
Now, is this going to be maybe moving to maybe an iOS, like a mobile game?
I would love to take this as far as it goes. We're small right now, but next step is further game expansions, maybe an iOS thing. And actually, you see we have this crazy cast of characters. Mm-hmm. They're all anchored in a cohesive universe. I'm developing a storyline to go with it, and we hope to get a comic book series and, God willing, an anime someday.
Wow. Very, very high goals. I admire the wanting to achieve everything. Like myself with my podcast, I had to start small, and here I am now doing press for Origins.
Well, hey, if we get there someday, fantastic, but we'll go as far as the fans want us to. But I want to lay that strong foundation.
Awesome. So can you show me a quick little bit how to play?
Right. So you can play the game with 2 or more. There's no formal limit, but the base deck comes with enough to have 6 players. So you basically all sit in a circle, and you each have health points, and you'll take your turn simultaneously attacking to try to knock people out and win game scores. So you can choose how long the game is, just how many points you want to play to. So first to 3 points is like a casual 20-minute game. Or honestly, when I play with my buds, we play till we get bored and see who has the most points, and that's the winner. But yeah, the golden part of it is when someone knocks you out, your character comes right back into the fray and you get to keep on going. And then the way you play, each person has a hand of weapons, and you look through your weapons and choose what you want to do. and say that you're ready. After everybody's ready, you count 3, 2, 1, go, and on go, all of you attack at the same time by just slamming down the card on who you want to hit. So it's pretty intuitive, like a kid or someone who's real casual, not used to gaming. Basically, you throw the card and read what it does. I throw an attack on you, I throw a shield on you, pretty easy. But a more advanced player has a lot of fun with this sort of crazy group strategy psychology. You know, most battle games these days are one-on-one duels. Even in our tournaments, we have a free-for-all, and that changes how you think. For instance, one guy might have played a bunch of life, a bunch of boost cards, and he's real powerful. Do you all team up against him to knock him down and make him reset weak again? Or instead is your strategy to pick on the weak guy and score as quickly as you can? On the flip side, if you're the strong guy, you might want to protect the weak guy so other people aren't scoring off of him. So you get really interesting group psychology. It really comes down to how well can you predict how aggressive someone is, who's gunning for who, when, and why. So honestly, it's a lot of fun to fight with someone who has a vendetta. It's like, man, you come after me every time, that's too predictable.
I can relate. I have General Dice who, whenever I play board games, he always just beats the crap out of me. So with my other Dice Squad team, I could, plot out my advantage against him.
Exactly.
So with every game, are all the heroes holographic?
Yeah, absolutely. It was our first Kickstarter ever, so I had to make sure we had a really beautiful game out the gate for people to enjoy. So you see our cards are a little bit larger than normal. We have that tarot style to really show off the art, and I have every character, beautiful holographics, lots of beautiful action cards, and there's not a single duplicate or filler in this deck. You get a huge deck of all this beautiful anime work.
Very cool. So if you're not here, where can people find your game?
Right, so we're totally independent. The only way to grab it is from meeting me at a trade show or buying a copy from our online store at Galatune.com.
Okay, we'll have a link down below to check out in our description. So aside from Galatune, are there any future expansions or any new other types of games that can maybe peel the envelope, let our viewers get a little taste?
Well, I do hope that Galatune can evolve to be a publishing house someday with all sorts of games for different people. For now, I want to put all my heart and love to make sure this game is real great. Like I said, I think more deep than I do broad, like let's take this brand as far as we can, iOS, anime, wherever it wants to go. So I will say, thanks to fan demand, we are working on our next expansion already. We have a Kickstarter up for that live right now. It's looking kind of rough, though, honestly. I mean, if we still got time, toss it in. But whether we make it or not, we're still going to push forward with it. It's just if we don't get funded now, we're going to have to put that off until our sales make it happen.
Okay. But what big things can we tell our viewers? What kind of heroes can we looking at?
We got such a crazy cast of character. I was inspired by shows like Steven Universe, Adventure Time. I have this kind of... I don't want it to be heavy-handed. It starts off as like this sci-fi fairy tale in space. So you have very charming characters. But as the story develops, you hit some pretty heavy sci-fi themes. So you're on this planet where everyone's kind of basically medieval, knights, sorcerers, that sort of deal. The twist, though, is this lush ancient world is built on the long-lost remnants of a highly advanced Ark ship from a fleeing civilization. So you have like all these ancient UFOs and stuff that are just casually mossed over and they're part of the environment, and it's just like, hey, that's a thing, big deal. Another cool example of that, you got these little robotic bugs everywhere, and they're nanobots from the Lost World. As far as anyone's concerned, because they're used to it, it's like, whatever, swat it. It's basically a mosquito. Yeah, it's a robot. Who cares? That's just normal. So you have this crazy cast of characters from humans, elves, half-elves, demons, robots, angels, all over the place. It's a crazy universe.
What more could you want? All that in a bag of chips.
I mean, I smashed together everything I enjoyed from anime, comic books, and video games. So, I mean, there's a little bit of something for everybody.
All right, awesome. Well, Adam, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Adam.
Of course. We'll have links below to check out all the awesome things. Throw a few shekels their way. Get this Kickstarter funded. You got characters from all across this universe. Add some more. I mean, what more could you want? But from all of us here at Dice Squad, continuing our coverage of Origins Game Fair 2017, this is Marshall Dice, also known as Adam Campbell, saying, stay tuned.